Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Egal Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. Today, we are going to be doing a little bit different. We're, of course, going to touch on some of the major news like Manchester United's takeover, a little bit about Leroy, Sane, a little bit about Arsenal, a little bit about Liverpool, and maybe even Tottenham and Chelsea. But the main thing we're going to discuss today is the biggest disappointments and the biggest surprises in this Premier League season so far. I dare you guys to leave a comment down below and try to mention something that we haven't mentioned in this stream. And also by the end of the stream, I'll try to get to every comment that I can get to. For now, I'm going to introduce my guest, but before we do that, please do hit a like on the video, hit a subscribe if you can also. And if you enjoy the content, you can always leave a super chat. It helps the channel out massively. First things first, let's go to my guy, Patrick, Manchester City fan. Haven't had him on the channel in a while. Hope you're doing well, Patrick. How you been, bro?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I've been so busy with work, so I am. My channel is on pause, and it comes back, it's on pause. So I can't do this YouTube thing and do the work I'm doing right now. My work requires 100% focus. So, but anyway, I'm here, man. Thanks for constantly hitting me up. So I appreciate it. But thank you for having me on the channel. Big up to the chat, and big up to Arsenal. Club is doing good.
Okay, there you go. Bigging up Arsenal. We got Jamie Phillips in the house, Liverpool fan. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me back on. I appreciate it. Everything's good here.
There you go. And of course, don't forget Patrick and Jamie's channels will be in the description. And there's a couple more people that we're going to add. But next, we got my guy, Kaz from Never a Foul. How you doing, Kaz?
Yeah, man. Doing all right, I suppose. Doing all right.
New era, new you. You should be, you know what I mean?
Something like that. Something like that. Is my camera flickering? It's the lights, isn't it?
I think your camera is closer than normal. Usually, it's a little bit further back.
But you can have it all back if you want. But yeah, no.
You know what I mean, right? Because your camera is usually a little bit further back. But big up everyone in the comment section. I hope you guys have already prepared yourself for the disappointment, the biggest disappointment and surprise section. Because once we get there, it's going to be very interesting. As of right now, we're still waiting on Yassin, who's a Chelsea fan, and we're still waiting on Jay, who's a Tottenham fan. So as we're waiting, we might as well get into it. And I think the first story that I seen today was kind of interesting. Is it looks like Liverpool and Manchester City are fighting it out for Leroy Sane. It looks like that is Liverpool's Mo Salah replacement potentially. And Man City also want Leroy Sane. They want to block Liverpool from signing Leroy Sane, and they want him back at Manchester City. Isn't that crazy to think that you let him go and now all of a sudden Pep wants him back? Or do you think it's just to spite Liverpool? What do you think?
I think it's cap. I think it's a lie. I think they've been doing this since he left. They've been, every time they're looking for a contract or every time they're looking to do something with him, they always bring up Man City. I don't think he'll ever come back. I think he's changed himself. I think when he was younger, he was more influenced, but now he comes to City games, watches City games, post City games. But once you leave Pep Guardiola, I've never seen anybody come back, or maybe I'm making a mistake, because once he sells you, once you're gone, you're never not coming back, especially once you ask that you want to leave. So I don't think it's going to work. I don't think Sane is coming to City. I think we have enough players. And if he comes back, I'll be shocked. This will be the first time Pep has brought somebody back who left. So I just think it's cap. I don't believe it. And maybe Liverpool after him, and then maybe the agent is trying to use Man City as a way to make Liverpool buy him. But would Liverpool buy him do you know the money is on? I don't know, maybe. But in the past, let's not forget, before he went to Bayern, Liverpool actually wanted to convince him to go back. So let's see. You never know. Let me see what Jamie has heard or what he thinks.
Do you guys think Pep Guardiola would take him back, or do you think it's just to spite Liverpool? What do you think, Jamie?
I don't think either club are in for him, to be perfectly honest. I don't think Liverpool don't need him at this moment in time. City, I don't see Pep Guardiola taking a player back that he blankly wanted to get rid of in the first place. So, you know, I just don't see that. I think he stays at Bayern Munich. I think he signs a new contract at Bayern Munich personally, but I don't see. What is he? 27 now. He's out of our price. He's out of our age range. Really, we ain't going to buy a forward who's 27, in my opinion. If he was 23, 24, maybe, but not a 27-year-old. And
he's also, still has inside though.
Yeah, I don't think Salah's going anywhere for years to come yet. So I don't know where he fits in. I wouldn't know where he fits in.
You don't think Salah leaves? You don't think Mo Salah leaves Liverpool this summer? I think Mo Salah leaves Liverpool this summer.
No, why would he leave this summer? He would have left this summer if he was going to leave. This summer is when we play Europa League and we're crap and everything the year before. Now we're building up again and we're probably going to play Champions League again next season. There's no way Mo Salah's going to leave. He'll get a new deal, in my opinion.
Okay, now forget about where you guys think he's going to go. Obviously, both of you guys would take him at your clubs, right?
No.
You don't want Leroy Sane at Liverpool?
I don't need Leroy Sane at Liverpool right now.
Okay, what do you need?
Liverpool need defenders and number 6. They don't need forwards. I mean, I've got Salah, Darwin, Luis Diaz, Jota, who's so underrated, it's unreal. And then we've got Gakpo as well, who's versatile. So I don't see a place for Sane in our team right now. Personally.
Fair enough. Yo, what are you saying, Patrick? You know you can. 1 second, Patrick. You know you can do noise cancellation in the background.
I think I have it. I have it, but the room, I think we're in the same room. So she won't speak for a while now. She's looking at her homework. Yeah, but I'm just saying I would take Sane back, but same as Jamie. Sometimes things are too late. Do you need a Sane right now? We've got Doku who's developing. We've got Foden. Yes, City sometimes lack wingers, but City have players that can play there. So do we want to bring him in again and just cut everything? To be honest with you, a lot of City fans love him. Whether or not he wanted to leave for his own reasons, they still want him back. But I think right now I wouldn't take Sane, to be honest. I would rather work on Doku and get another youngster, as Jamie said. There's a lot of youngsters in the academy that are also very good. So give them a chance. Like the guy, Bob, who scored today for Norway. He scored his first goal. So we're all good.
What is it called? Oscar Bob. I think that's the funniest name. That has to be the funniest name out of all footballers at this moment.
Yeah, he scored today. He plays wing. He plays number 10. I think Pep likes him. Lewis also can play as a winger. So there's youngsters there who can cook, you know. So look, Sane had his moment. He's 27. Let him mature elsewhere, because part of the deal was the fact that Bayern told him that if you come to Bayern, we'll make sure you get into the German team. Don't forget the German team kept on dropping him. So I think he loves it in Bayern and he's staying there. I think this is just contract talk to extend, you know, because I think he's got a few years left. Okay.
Did you guys hear about Everton? What's going on at Everton is crazy. Everton could get a 12-point deduction due to FFP. Now, how Everton is getting a 12-point deduction and Man City and Chelsea have had cases on their head top for years and never got no problems. It just goes to show you that Everton, either one, their situation is a lot more serious, or two, they just aren't able to fight it legally in the ways that's similar to what Man City and Chelsea are. So I think right now Everton, even if they get the 12-point deduction, I still don't think they get relegated, because this season the teams at the bottom of the table have been so shocking that Everton could get a 12-point deduction and be out of the problem by, dare I say, December.
Yeah. Look, Everton, if it is true, I think, like you said there, Everton ain't got the firepower and the money to fight, so they just have to take whatever's coming their way. I think something will be coming Everton's way eventually, because you have to look at what Monsieur's done with the business he's done since he's been there, spent a lot of money and recouped hardly anything. So I think that is going to happen to Everton eventually. Chelsea, I think I saw reports today in the Daily Telegraph, was it, about Chelsea might be in trouble under the Roman era, where he's paying off agents or something like that. So could be something there. And obviously with City, City, look, it's a mad one with Manchester City because they're so financially rich. They can just win anything, guilty or not. So I don't know what's going to happen there either. But I just saw something that came up on my Twitter just now that Haaland's just gone off with a bad injury for Norway.
What?
Yeah, apparently.
1 second. Haaland got injured. Are you serious?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Oh, Haaland got injured. But the thing is, even if Haaland's injured, City have Alvarez. Like, you know what I mean? They always.
I'd rather Haaland play against Liverpool than be injured, to be fair.
1 second. I don't see any news on it.
I know why you would, because to be honest with you, playing Liverpool, having Alvarez, I think, would cause more trouble for your back line. I think we already did that last season. He will shift you guys a lot. Instead of Haaland, Van Dijk can know this guy is right here. He's staying here with me. Why Alvarez will be just changing.
all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place.
Exactly.
You're right about that. Yeah.
Okay, yo, I just see him crying. Haaland, no.
Yeah,
don't-
I got people obviously on my Liverpool thing saying that he's injured. I don't know. I ain't even got the game on. Could be lying for all I know.
This is what I see. I see someone tweeting, Haaland, no, don't do this to us. I don't think it's anything major, man. Pick up
No.
Jay. Jay's
How we doing?
How you doing,
Right.
Jay?
I'm
Oh, you're on mute, bro. You muted yourself.
sorry about that. How we doing? Sorry, I'm late. I was arguing with Man United fans. You know the drill. You know the drill. How is life? How is everybody?
Erling Haaland just picked up an injury.
Oh
No,
shit!
I don't know the extent of the injury, but damn, we'll have to wait and see. This guy's a robot. He'll probably just get up and be like, everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget, the two games ago he had a knock or something, and then Pep said he trained and insisted that he's feeling well, so that might not come back.
Your mic is giving me some scratchy noise. Do you have another mic? It's very, or maybe it's too far away. Try it now.
Is that better? Is that better?
But I still hear that. Do you hear that hissing? There's some. Maybe take the gain down. Anyways, I think he's going to be fine. Everton, the FFP thing with Everton, I always just think it's kind of crazy how smaller teams or teams that don't have the same legal backing as like the top 6 teams get into these kind of troubles. But teams like Man City and Chelsea never get in this kind of trouble. I don't think Chelsea are going to get in this trouble anymore now that they have Todd Bowley in charge and that they self-snitched on themselves. And Man City, I don't think anything's ever going to happen to them with their 115 charges that the Premier League tried to put on them. Let's be honest. Nothing's going to ever happen to them.
Yeah, I agree, man.
But yo, Jay, what do you think about the Everton charges?
I don't think there's anything that's happened. So, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on anything because, like, everybody got excited by that fake journalist, didn't they? So, like, there's no news.
Wait, it was fake?
Yes, 100%.
Apparently so.
Yeah, of course it's fake.
Wait,
you think some random journalist is breaking that news? That's Ornstein. That's an Ornstein speciale. That's an Ornstein 8 a.m. tweet.
There's no variable news.
To be fair, I think Ornstein and all that said about a few months ago that Everton could be in trouble. But
yeah, obviously there's trouble and there's trouble. Like I'm sure they might get a deduction or something, or like I'm sure they'll sort it out. But I mean, 12 points is 12. No, I mean like
it's extreme. It's a bit extreme.
Yeah, I mean like 6 or something short, like, but 12, like that strikes me as just being a little.
Yeah, this guy is not reliable at all. Man's tweeting begging Elon Musk to remove the community note. Like, what are we doing? What do we do? What are we doing,
me?
But you know what? If this was somebody you made this up, like this made headlines.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because people don't like people. No, because what happens first of all is Liverpool fans will share it because they'll be laughing, and then other fan base will pick up on it, and then it'll build up a level of steam and credibility that it never had. But nobody just checked. Like me, I looked at the guy, I clicked on the guy, and I was like, 2,000 followers, freelance journalist.
That makes sense.
And that's because obviously being a Spurs fan and having like a lot of potential transfers, like I've got, like I only comment on a certain level of transfer. It's the same with like these kind of journalists, because otherwise I'd be a content creator like Egal. Pichard says that Arsenal like Frankie de Jong, and Egal's like, what do you think about Frankie de Jong, Arsenal fans? You feeling it? So like, I get it. It's one of those.
Hey, I won't take it as a dig because any news that is
what do you mean? Like, how are you gonna film? How are you gonna film daily different content and stuff? Is obviously you have to.
Yeah, you have to be an aggregator. Listen, bro.
Yeah. That's it. You're an aggregator with a little bit of flavor. There you go.
Fabrizio Romano himself acts like an aggregator nowadays. He just says,
smart.
You know what? We need to ask Fabrizio to stop tweeting about certain things because I don't want to know who won every award before it's announced. You could not follow him.
No, but you're gonna find out
because the man's gonna
True.
tweet about Messi winning the Ballon d'Or 7 times before it happens. I don't want to know who the winner of the Ballon d'Or is before it's official.
But yeah, just on. By the way, on Everton, are you guys like? Because obviously, Jamie, from when they played you, and I do think you were a bit lucky in that game. You know, because it was nil, wasn't it 0-0 when Konate could have been sent off?
True.
Can't remember, man.
Oh, of course. But if I ask you about Tottenham versus Liverpool, you're gonna give me the director's commentary cut, aren't you? Schneider edit of what happened in that game, yeah.
Let's get on to the next topic. The next, I'm gonna ask you guys a quick question, right? If you guys could go out in January and do business, what would you guys do for your clubs?
Centre back, maybe a spicy winger. Conor Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher's such an underrated footballer, by the way.
I don't think it's for sale anymore. I don't think it's for sale
You're
anymore.
not going to get Conor Gallagher anymore.
You say that, but I've just got this feeling, yeah, because the one thing Chelsea are going to do, Nkunku's back, yeah, Lavia's back. That's 120 million pounds worth of player, and those players need to play. So even if Nkunku goes up top, yeah.
Well, becomes a number 10.
One of the current midfield three has to drop out, and the other two players cost 100 million pound a piece. So I don't know. I want to, and also as well, I'm not sure whether the board don't think, oh, there's 50 million pounds there.
So you're saying Conor Gallagher to Tottenham in January?
Not in January, but I think next summer. Like, I need to see.
Do you see this? Egal's already started.
No, because the way
in the
you
summer,
brought it out,
he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere in January.
The way you brought it out, you made it almost seem like
because the thing is, he's got 18 months left on his contract in January. Yeah,
and he's playing good.
He's playing well. They're saying the contract talks haven't started yet. So to me, it's a little bit like if he loses his place, yeah, what's to say that Chelsea won't cash in on him or he won't want to leave?
The question is, would Chelsea still sell him to a rival, or would they value him a lot more now?
Well, what do you think?
I think Chelsea might value him more because he's one of my surprises this season.
And he's their captain.
He's literally their captain when Reece James and Chilwell are not fit.
I think with Pochettino in charge, I think Poch really rates him. If Poch weren't about, I think Conor Gallagher might have left. But with Poch there, I think he rates him, man. So, yeah, but he would look good. He would do well for Spurs. That is a good shot.
So,
yeah,
my theory is, would Chelsea still sell Conor Gallagher to Tottenham in the January transfer, in the summer transfer window?
They got to start making money back.
Only if they're desperate to sell. They're not going to be desperate to sell this year.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Don't know if they want Victor Osimhen in the summer, they might have to start selling.
Yeah, someone has to go.
They need to make sure. And obviously, if they don't make Champions League, then there's a real money discrepancy that they need to make up, and obviously as well they're gonna like that. The wages are pretty good now. Obviously, they saved a lot of money getting some high earners off the wage bill, so I'm not gonna moan about that. But Osimhen's not. I was having this conversation with Kaz the other day. I was saying Osimhen is a 130 million plus striker who's going to be taking 300 plus a week, because you have to understand, like, Saudi offered him mad money as well. So he's not taking less than 300 grand a week, in my opinion. I can't see that. So that's, and it 5-year contracts, maybe 6, because Chelsea like to give those contracts. So you basically, out. That's a 220 million, 200 to 250 million pound transfer, all in, without even taking into account agent fees.
Chelsea have their own allegations. Talking about their allegations are legit though. They basically snitched on themselves, saying that Chelsea have basically given the governing bodies proof that Roman Abramovich was doing dodgy dealings, and they self-snitched on themselves to get ahead of any problem that they could face. So Chelsea are being accused of long-term deals to cheat FFP, which include basically Roman Abramovich paying people under the tables with vehicles or other forms of payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with FFP, I think what we're noticing this season, like this summer just gone with a lot of the teams, I think what we're noticing is that they're taking FFP more seriously now. Like if you look at Man City, I think had a minus net spend this season because they're selling players. I think all teams are starting to realise that FFP is a bit more serious now. So they are, but back then when Roman was around, no one cared, So Roman did what he did to get ahead. That's just what it is. Chelsea were a nothing side before Roman came along, and Roman had to do what he had to do to get ahead, and no one took a blind bit of notice back then. So I think Chelsea did what they did, thinking Roman's not our owner no more. We've moved on. That's not Chelsea anymore, and nothing would come of it. But as you say, Egal, they could have bit themselves on the foot there.
But could Chelsea actually get charged for FFP breaches?
Of course.
They could do historical claims, but I don't know if they're going to do historical claims anymore. I don't know if it's worth it.
No,
do you think it's going to happen at all, though? I think it's going to be one of those things that's just going to go away.
Listen, 100%. Because the thing that...
Wait, is that your Spurs fan?
No. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying this is because, first of all, you got to understand, the reason City are fight, first of all, very basic, small. UEFA wanted to throw City out of the competition for a couple of years. Don't forget that. Yeah? When initially City were found guilty of doing essentially what Chelsea have been accused of. And the biggest difference between Chelsea and City is Chelsea have documented this nicely. I'm seeing full audited accountant trails of £7 million to Hazard's agent. I'm like, what? I'm seeing, they played Arnstein, the ex-scout. They paid him off the books. They did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. All those things they did then factors into false accounting. The false accounting that they did allowed them to pass FFP. Their passing of FFP allowed them to buy players that they would not have been able to buy, and then artificially inflated the level of the club. Unless they are charged and given something fairly weighty, where is the motivation to tell a club not to cheat? They have to. They have to be taking something.
Let me say this. I fully agree with Fator here. How many times in my lifetime have I heard Chelsea FFP breaches, Chelsea potential match bans, Chelsea this, Chelsea that? The only time they actually got any trouble was when they got the transfer bans. Yeah. Unless they can physically prove it, I don't think Manchester City or Chelsea will ever get in a major issue, in my opinion, ever. I really do think they just have too much money. They're going to put them in legal. They're going to fight it in courts for so long that it's just going to eventually wither away. The only way you get in this kind of trouble is if you're a club that's not physically able to pay your bills. That's the only way.
Egal, you have to understand that the basically there's a difference between. First of all, with UEFA as well, UEFA is time lapsed. The Premier League is not time lapsed, so the Premier League can go after you whenever. The fact that Bowley bought the club is irrelevant. Chelsea benefited from it. Yeah, it's not about Abramovich
on themselves. It could give them good grace,
but all that's happened is
grace
Chelsea
doesn't matter. They can still go after you.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Chelsea have admitted things that City are fighting tooth and nail to say we didn't do this. Like they are basically saying we have illegally paid people under the table.
Camera's good now.
What's going on, guys? We've illegally paid them under the table, and okay, we've admitted it. Please go easy on us. Okay, we can go easy on you, but you have literally committed fraud.
Let me tell Taz what we're talking about. We're talking about Chelsea.
Yeah, I know. When Jay, have you not noticed? Yeah, when Jay gets riled up about something, you already know what it is. It's Chelsea. No other club, Chelsea. To be honest, I don't know if he's still finishing off your point. I've got my own.
Yeah, no. So just to round it up, is basically saying that a lot of what City have been accused of is what Chelsea have already admitted. Yeah. And then moving forward, there's still more. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, for me, obviously, I don't know how long the whole process will take, because obviously it takes a while to investigate this. But there's clear evidence that Chelsea basically what City did was big enough for UEFA to throw them out of Champions League. Yeah. So
was it though?
It was. Well, obviously they got the ban. They appealed the ban, but initially the response was, "We're throwing you out of the competition." Do you see what I mean? So that's to the level that UEFA saw it. And I'm saying that Chelsea, with somewhat similar charges that they might get brought against, and the Premier League having no time lapse, I expect the Premier League to give them a reasonably strong punishment. I don't see how anything other than a points deduction can work in this situation. Otherwise, where's the incentive? And even a points deduction for the years and years and years and years that Chelsea benefited from doing this isn't really even enough. But it will have to be, because I don't think they're getting relegated.
Let me just stop you there before we go into the Manchester United part. We're going to let Kaz say something on the Chelsea. But Hamza's piano, what? What does he say here? Let them release the charges against City. What is that? Hearsay.
Hearsay, yeah.
We'll see. We finally got the panel fully here. Big up Yassin also.
All right, we're back in.
We were talking about Chelsea just a second ago with the potential charges. We're just going to bring you and Kaz into it to have your say on that situation. And also, do you think you guys would sell Conor Gallagher to Tottenham anymore?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
Respect Conor Gallagher, bro.
You respect Conor Gallagher. I saw your fan base talking about him before the season started.
Everyone has their time, yeah. I think a lot of footballers have their time. I'm not saying he's going to be the best player in the world, but not every player in every position is world class. I was one of them that was like, I was thinking, Conor Gallagher's whack. But under right development, he's developing as he should as a young player. I know he's not as young as he used to be anymore. I think he's at 23 now. I think he deserves every chance, because guess what? He's been better than your Chelsea's £105 million midfielder and £150 million midfielder this season. So why can you not give him the respect he deserves when he's doing more than them double, in my opinion? He's we'll see if this is a purple patch or it's actually Conor Gallagher developing as a player.
I think a lot of us Chelsea fans are.
Yassin, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Egal, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's good, bro? Chat to me. What do you think about your club getting charged once again?
Well, I think this is going to be... I don't think we'll be charged. For the past decade, under Abramovich, we were a well-run club. Abramovich as well, the guy knew, he knew what's right for the club, correct decisions, correct solutions. And I don't think, like, how we were, run by him, I don't think we actually went into any fraudulent thing. That's just the Man City thing, innit? And my club ain't Man City, innit? So I doubt we're going to get charged for it. It's impossible for me. I'll be very, very...
Please keep this. Please keep this. When it happens, play this for him over and over again.
Bro, mark my words, Chelsea will not get charged. Never.
They won't. And I don't think they should either, because I think it's unfair to, one, you wipe off all the debt of a club, so you're already paying the bank back and more. Like, it's a new regime with new people. Not one single person from back in the Chelsea's old reign is there now. So why do they deserve punishment now? If anything, if you really want to start filing for all these, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, punishments, go to the people, and file international lawsuits against them then for committing fraud, because that's what usually happens, not the club. I don't think the club should suffer for the hands of somebody else's dealings. Like, I think that's wrong. I think that's totally wrong.
What about the benefit to Chelsea?
It's not about the benefit to Chelsea. I'm thinking as a rival fan. Like,
I'm thinking of 16-17. Chelsea won the league with players that they may not have been able to have had they adhered to FFP. So very simply, I'm like, if they cheated, it's not about, let's all move on, shake it, pat on the back, never mind. They cheated and they should be punished.
But I believe it's commendable for someone to wrong their own mistakes and speak up about it. And the fact of the day is, right, they could have kept this quiet and he didn't. They went through all the files and they said, you know what, the best thing to do right now is self-snitch on ourselves, or go tell FA, UEFA, whoever it may be, and say, this is what's wrong with this club right now. And this is what it is. This is all there. You lot make your decisions, but we're here to cooperate.
Kaz, do you think, did they do that out of the goodness of their heart, or do you think they did that because they bought a football club? They had to audit the football club. They realized all of this craziness that's been going on.
As soon as Abramovich left, obviously we spent a lot, and what's it called? Obviously we finished 12th. The club fell apart in it. And now with Todd Bowley, he needed time to sanction, obviously time to settle in, gelling with the team. Knew what's good for the cause, knew what's good around, you know what I mean? And we ended up spending a lot of money to finish 12th. Obviously, 3 different managers came in, rotated. So obviously Gallagher as well. Like he didn't actually get to have a good chance. For me, players like Gallagher didn't actually play 5 straight Premier League games last season. Under Lampard, I think he did, but we all know Lampard. He's not even like a coach who's actually good at development. But he never started 5 Premier League games consecutively. He was not given like a run of games where he could actually prove himself. Look at him now. Look at Gallagher now. How he's performing at this level.
You're saying it by his actual Irish name, innit?
Yeah, Gallagher.
Gallagher, that's how you say it, man. What's Gallagher? What is a Gallagher? It's Gallagher.
You know what it is in England? You know what? It's like in Spain, it's English. In England, it's David. The thing is that no Gallagher. You don't say no Gallagher. Like no one talks like that. Until Gallagher comes out and says that's how he wants his name to be pronounced, I'm calling him Gallagher.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going after the man with the name.
Guys, there's one more topic we have to discuss before we get into the biggest surprises and disappointments. And I hope you guys have yours ready. And in case somebody else takes yours, you can say it's yours, but you got to find another one.
Okay.
But let's get to the final topic. Kaz, new era for you. How you feeling?
In a bit.
You don't care?
You know what it is? We spoke about this briefly yesterday because we did it with me, you, and Ty and that, and you just hit the nail on the head. Like I don't have a feel of excitement for Man United right now. I'm optimistic as I've always been throughout my entire life. I've always been optimistic about situations. It's probably a bit of a similar situation probably for when FSG took over Liverpool properly. There was a shout of optimism, but not everyone was excited. I remember the time like it was yesterday. There's too much PTSD over the last 18 years. It's not even say 18 years. For me, when I started understanding the situation, probably around 2000, when Fergie left, basically, you started understanding the situation for what it really was, right? I'm always wanted the football structure. That's all I cared about mainly. Of course, I want the money. Of course, I want a new shiny toy in terms of the stadium refurbishment, the training ground. But that will all come within time because regardless if you've got a grade B training facility or grade A training, the players still got ability. And you buy ability more time or less, not always develop it at big top clubs, right? So that shouldn't go and say, I can't win the league because I don't have class A facilities. So I don't want to hear that crap. And especially for the match going fan, there's enough noise in Old Trafford to get behind a team. There's people with plenty of worse stadiums in the world. You couldn't tell me that can't get you some sort of trophy. So I don't want to hear about all that. But I did want that. I'm not going to allude to it. But right now, I'm Sir Ratcliffe right now, yeah? Because I put it before. Yeah, I've done it before. I changed my name. I believe in it. And I'll give him an opportunity. I'm seeing Paul Mitchell, John Claude Blanc. I'm seeing Sir Dave Brailsford and all the people that know how to run businesses. But on the sporting side of things, I need to see a little bit more. You know what I mean? This is loads of. I just need to see the whole thing revamped, and then let's see what transfers happen in January. I'm not looking towards January mainly, but mainly summer. I'm more concerned about the clear out than what we can bring in. That's when I start believing in recruitment and stuff, and hopefully you might even tip my boy Michael Edwards to come over, maybe in a different role.
Fair enough. And I think it's time that we move on. But before we
listen, one sec. Listen. If Michael Edwards has anything about himself, ex-Liverpool, he can't go to United.
Why not?
Do you know what I mean? He respects himself. Michael Edwards, as a former Tottenham employee, he has class. He has panache. There's no way.
Wait, one sec. Did you just mention Tottenham and panache in the same sentence?
Perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's move on with the show. Yeah.
You said Michael Edwards. You're talking about Paul Mitchell, innit?
No. Michael Edwards Liverpool took Michael Edwards from Tottenham.
But you know what it is though? I don't even know towards that. No one cared about Michael Edwards back at Tottenham. They all cared about
Liverpool cared enough to steal him.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you not notice, all throwing coaches, all sort of coaches, they go around the block. Everyone shares him.
They know what they do. I know Edwards has
you know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like, Egal, yeah? That just sounds like someone's situation that got better, recently. Not complaining no more. And then they say that happened to a bigger club and always will be a bigger club.
Listen, Kaz, Edwards has spent years perfecting his profile in the game. You think he's going to disgrace himself at Old Trafford?
Anyway, long story short.
Let me hear from the other guys before we go on to the next topic. Jamie, do you see Manchester United's changes and say to yourself, you know what, they could turn it around? You're kind of starting to get like, you're interested in seeing what happens.
No, he's not.
No.
I wasn't going to say you're scared.
I know where I'm coming from, because if it was the other way around, he'd be feeling exactly the same.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
With United at the moment, I think United are they need 4 transfer windows for me to get back to where they probably want to start.
I agree.
They've got so much. They got
4 transfer windows, raw. That's not a mad one, you know.
Yeah,
well,
but one sec. Do you include January?
January, summer.
Yeah, January, summer.
So 2 years.
January, summer. Because the way I look at it is that United have had trouble selling players. This is United's problem. They don't sell well. You know, that's why they're looking at someone like Michael Edwards, because he'd come in there and make money for Man United through getting rid of players. He knows when the player should leave this football club. Don't hold on to them too long. This is what we're going to do. Get the best value for them. That's what Man United have got to start doing. They've got too many players there that shouldn't be there right now. You know, if you had a Michael Edwards at Man United a couple of years ago, Maguire wouldn't be at Man United right now. He would have been gone. You know, these players wouldn't still be there. And then when you do that, then you've got to buy the right player with the right frame mind to go into this Man United team. When Man United have been buying players in the last few years, it's like they just pick a player that don't really fit a system that manager wants to play. So then the player can't perform to his absolute best because the manager ain't really playing that system that player suits. So then they have to go and buy another player, and they waste money and waste money and waste money. And this, I know what's annoying Man United fans the most. So if they can get their act together and get proper people in there that know how to run a football club properly and buy and sell well and scout well, then United will be a trouble for everyone again, because they're a powerful club.
I don't want them to get Dougie Freedman. Like,
you know, in the summer,
let the rest of the guys jump on this topic, because I feel like you first want to jump on it. Yassin, what do you got to say about this?
I just want to say, like, in the summer, United fans were convincing us that they're going to do madness. Obviously, what's it called? I was hearing Bruno's going to have like a world-class season. Obviously, part of United fan base, they know their reality. Some of them want Ten Hag in, some of them want Ten Hag out. I don't really think you can put all the blame on the manager. Just focus more on the team. Like, you have a lot of injuries out. Like Lisandro, for me, when he came into Man United last season, shocked me. I'm a big fan of him. As a Real fan, I think he's a great player. The way he transformed Man United's backline was crazy last season, man. Like, I think a lot of Man United fans are overreacting. Just give him time. They're in the top 6. Yes, like, obviously your form hasn't been the best. You're not playing as good a football you were playing last season, but just give it time, man. We're, I think, a third into the season now. This recent game week has made it a third into the season. Calm it, relax, and listen. You lot will probably get top 4, maybe. You never know. Just if you can improve your signings in the January transfer window, top 4 is definitely a certain, man. Just.
You know what? Yeah, no, I agree with that part. It is. It's just. I don't think it needs to take 4 windows. I think you can get a lot done and be competing in 2 windows. I think there's a decent basis of player and a decent crop of young player that you can definitely build upon. I think if you get rid of a few players and then bring in a certain required player that's shrewd business, well, there's no reason why you can't have something flipped on its arse quick. I'm not saying you're going to win the league or anything like that.
Yeah, two windows. United. Yeah.
It just depends.
I agree.
I just want to know how much we have to go and spend in this January. What I want to see is 2 signings. That's all I want to see. I want a centre back, and I want to see some sort of maybe backup striker, maybe right winger or something. Like, I want to see something. Right? Or maybe even a centre mid, depending on what the centre mid situation is going on, because I know it would be hard to take one. The real question is, though, how has this club got 730 million all of a sudden in revenues?
Bro,
that's the real question. That's the real question. I'm looking at the figures now, and it's a big jump. You know what I'm saying, Patrick? It's dodgy dealings, isn't it? Doing up your best.
You know, if you ask Dabs, I'm one of those people. I don't.
I'm joking. Care. By the way, you want 300 million. So don't.
I know, but this is what I tell people these days. I've become a football fan, because if you dig deep into Arsenal, if you dig deep to any club, you always find these dealings from back in the days they did. They're all there. Everybody does it.
You want people to understand. You got 700
I know.
300 million is legit
because I'm just loving this. I'm loving this because I know very soon all this might be gone when Pep Guardiola decides to leave, or when this management maybe decides to leave, because one of them is leaving. His contract is also out. So when Pep's contract is out, he's also out. One of the big guys. But let me talk about United. I just feel like I used to, when people say Glazer's out, I used to laugh. I used to say it's an excuse. I used to say this is just an excuse. But now I'm starting to understand what it is. Things are not working out. And these owners over here, I know they're too greedy to leave, especially Americans, you know them. They're not going to leave this cash cow they'll leave with somebody maybe throws them triple that money, which at the end of the day, if Qatar couldn't do it, who's going to do it? The thing that's sad about United is the players they buy, they're not bad. Let me be honest, they're not bad. When we sit down, let's talk about I like calling him Andrew Tate. I don't know why. It's Amrabat. Yeah. Amrabat, that's a good player. That's a good player at United. Bruno is a good player at United. But I just think things are so bad in the club. Things are so toxic. I think it doesn't work out for anybody. Let's not forget Anthony. Anthony was
I disagree with Amrabat. I don't think Amrabat is a good player. I think people are just being blinded by his little iconic image against.
I think he's good.
That's an excuse. No one actually watches him. If you go watch him at Fiorentina, go look at the role he plays and go look at the role that he's been playing at United. Deep line playmaker, split the centre back, which Casemiro was doing last season. Why is he trying to push him further forward and not let him dictate the game the way we should? The whole point is set up. The whole point is like, the City got this box formation even with their goalkeeper when they play out from the back. Man United have their fullbacks receiving first already rather than up the pitch. You're not going to get up the pitch. It's easy to invite pressure that way. I do a lot of this research on all this stuff. You can't build off the back. And it's like, what are you doing? Are you going to trust the DM that you got to do that role, or are you going to have to get your fullbacks to come back and try to get the ball early from Onana? Because all you're going to do is pass it back and go long. Because that's what you've been seeing, right? And
Did you see the video? Did you see the video? There's a video cast. Sorry for cutting you off. What you've just said. No, it's actually not a video that's out there. It's my friend. He's an Arsenal fan. He was arguing with somebody and he was also defending Amrabat because somebody was there. The United fan was saying Amrabat is trash. He was like, no, hold on. Your team is not passing him the ball. He says he watched the game against City. He had the clips on our WhatsApp chat. And this guy explained it to us. If you see the chat, there's Maguire and the centre backs. Amrabat goes to the centre backs trying to get the ball. Guess what they got? They were passing it back to the keeper. They were passing it to the left. And then he was just putting his hands up like this. So there's something that's not right there. It's not just about structure. It's also about the environment. Something's not right. Like people like Maguire, regardless how good he's playing, I think he should have been gone. I just personally think he should have been gone.
The team clearly doesn't know how to play well together yet. It's going to take them time. I think there's a lot of pressure on Manchester United to deliver right away because of how well they played last season. But they've evolved their whole team and they have a couple injuries. So I think throughout the season, maybe they can improve. But the crisis seems to be over after winning back-to-back games in the Premier League. But yeah, let's go on to this season so far. This season's been a crazy season. And I think this is the main thing that I want to talk about. What have been your biggest surprises and your biggest disappointments so far? There's a lot of people who had high hopes for certain teams and low hopes for certain teams, certain players and certain signings who haven't done well right away, and certain people who've just absolutely smashed it and nobody expected it. So there's been some examples already in the comment section, but to take it away from you guys, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with Jamie on this one. So what we're going to do is everyone's going to go around and they're going to give us their biggest surprise. And then we're going to basically pick which one we think is the biggest out of all of them. And then we'll do the same thing for disappointments, but we'll go one by one. So Jamie, what's your biggest surprise so far this season?
Aston Villa. Unai Emery, the most underrated manager in the Premier League by a country mile. Tremendous manager. Doing absolutely amazing things at Aston Villa right now. I know their away record's not the best, but the way he's got this Villa team playing, the players he brought in this summer, to fit all the way he wants to play. It's just what I look at what great management is. And I don't know how well they're, from this standpoint right now, I don't know how well they're going to go for the rest of the season. But from right now, what I've seen so far, I think Villa have been excellent. And Unai Emery, I don't know why people dismiss him a lot. I really don't get it. This is a man who's won many titles, many trophies.
Yeah, Arsenal. I think this time at Arsenal, Kevin.
Can I just say, before he joined Arsenal, a lot, the hype was that, he's a great manager, 3 Europa Leagues, that he's some sort of. People were hyping this guy up to the extent, but all of a sudden when he joins Arsenal got him out. They forced him out. And
PSG made him bad.
Wait, he failed at PSG too, didn't he? He failed at PSG, did he? He failed at PSG, didn't he? He was at PSG.
Yeah, but look at what he's doing with Aston Villa now. The thing is,
guys, let's not make this about Arsenal. What he's doing at Aston Villa right now is amazing. We got to give him credit. And how many of you guys, when I came to you guys with this idea, had Aston Villa as one of your first ideas? Let's be honest. Everyone here probably thought about Aston Villa, right?
What in terms of surprise?
I've got a different one.
I didn't go Aston Villa for surprise.
I'll be honest, I didn't think Aston Villa either. I think about one thing though.
The reason
we'll get to yours. We'll get to yours. That's a tease. But for now, so none of you guys had Aston Villa written down as your option.
No.
I did look at Aston Villa in the league table, them being 6th in the Premier League, and I definitely think what Unai Emery and this team has done, you got to give them credit. And also, they're fighting in Europe and in the Premier League at the same time. You got to give them a lot of credit. But let's go on to the next person. Anybody else have anything else to say on Aston Villa before we move on?
My one point would be like, I was less surprised about Aston Villa being good because Newcastle did what Villa are doing this season last season. So, they went on that run and they were doing really well. And I was like, and I remember having a show. Do you remember last year? And I said, Newcastle are better than Chelsea. And it got clipped and everything. And I remember saying out loud, like, Newcastle are better than Chelsea. And at the time, Newcastle weren't even above Chelsea. They were around the same place. But I was like, no chance Chelsea finish above Newcastle. And so Villa have had that momentum from last season and doing well. But he's a very good manager. I think he's improved. Like a bit like, like Eddie Howe. When Eddie Howe went away to the mountains and learned defensive football from Simeone. I think
Eddie Howe's a relegation manager. A lot of people forget about that guy, man.
But what I'm trying to say is like, it's like Emery's the inverse version of Eddie Howe. If you imagine Howe needed to go and learn how to defend and do out of possession, Emery needed to learn what to do with the ball, more patterns, more progression. And with Villarreal, he definitely improved that. And now he's got better players at Villa. So, yeah, I think
Emery's, you know what? That's enough time on Emery. Jay, who's yours? Who's your surprise?
My surprise is Vicario.
Okay.
Vicario. Because I thought when he was coming in, I was like, okay, hadn't really seen much of him. Thought I'm sure he looks a decent keeper. We were linked to Raya, and I was like, oh, but I think Vicario has been the clear second best goalie in the Premier League this season. I think if you want to say Alisson's been the best, I think Vicario's clearly been like the second best. I think he's just been amazing, and he's played very, very well. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised at how good he is, really.
Everybody else, what do you guys think? I didn't know nothing about Vicario. I remember Kendall making fun of him on the stream, calling him a goalkeeper.
To be honest, I think Vicario's. I'm not gonna say over it. I'm just joking. Listen, I think he's been okay this season, but obviously Jackson scoring a hat-trick against him and making him eat grass is not spoken about enough. Let's be real, man, because
this guy
that needs to be spoken.
Okay, you know what? I'm writing all of these down. So
no, but seriously, but Vicario's been good. I think I'll take him at Chelsea definitely over Sanchez any day. I'll be honest. Now that I deep, I'll take Sanchez.
Guys, what are you saying? You think Vicario is a surprise, or are you like, you know what? People just don't watch Syria.
No, I watched him a few times at Empoli. I wasn't overly impressed, if I'm being totally honest. But that's probably because he's got a worse defense in front of him. That's all that is. I can't say I've had a massive intake of Empoli games. I only watched him when he balled out. I think it was against Sassuolo, who had a good game. Other than that, he got packed in. But I don't know. We'll see if it's a purple patch. But I think the whole Spurs is a surprise anyways. So that's the easiest one to go by. That's not my surprise, personally.
Yeah, no. Was man? I'd say a call then talking about eating. Listen, and Kaz, you know the example I gave about Tottenham versus Chelsea. Right. Like, listen, we crashed and you fed off the carcass. I'm not blaming Chelsea for feeding off the carcass, but don't act like you killed the prey. You didn't kill the prey. The prey was already dead. You guys just fed on the carcass like hyenas. And that's what Jackson did. So credit to you, yeah? But don't act like you killed the prey. You didn't kill the prey. You took advantage of the situation and left with your belly.
Can I just say, you know, there's actually a tweet, and this is actual statistical fact. Chelsea, before Romero got his yellow card, or whatever, red card, and before Tottenham's first red card, Chelsea had 70% possession. We got 2 goals disallowed, including Caicedo's long shot goal. Yeah. Chelsea should have been 2 goals up right there.
Yeah, or on the flip side,
and,
on the flip side, we spanked your bottom so hard in that first 15 minutes. Son was a millimeter.
That doesn't matter though, Jay. That doesn't matter though.
Bro, Caicedo was robbed of his goal.
Guys, chill. Let's go.
Carcass.
Let's go. Let's continue. We need a transition. Guys, go ahead. Kaz, go ahead. What are you saying?
What was that?
That was Family Feud.
Is that your transition?
What's that?
That's Family Feud. Anyways, Kaz, what are you saying?
My biggest surprise. I'm surprised that no one actually even mentioned Liverpool yet. But I'm gonna say one man. I'm gonna say Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil van Dijk, okay.
Because no one expected him to be back to his best at this current moment of time. He's carrying that back four like there's no tomorrow. He's had about how many different combination of centre back, left back, sometimes even Trent when he's out of right back. He's carrying it. And in the conceding no goals pretty much whenever he's on the field. People don't understand that. So I think Van Dijk's my biggest surprise because he's looking like one of the better, if not best defenders, centre backs in his current league at the moment. You can say Van der Ven, you can say Romero. That's in the bin now. Sorry, Romero. Van der Ven will still stay there. That's people can say that. But when we talk about even City centre backs, am I overly surprised by centre back to City? No. That's my surprise. That's my surprise.
Van Dijk has had a red card this season too. You know,
guys, I think he's spot on so far.
I'm not doubting it, but I'm just saying Van Dijk's had a red card too.
Yeah,
but Van Dijk has been amazing.
Was it what the one? Was it one or two? Was it the? They managed. The thing is, I know they got the red card, and he managed. But he's
been excellent. He's probably been the best centre back in the league.
It's the way Romero got his red card after getting away one, anyways, and that just told me everything I need to know about Romero. This is Van Dijk's best form in about 3 years.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good shout.
Let Jamie jump on this. You're a Liverpool fan.
Got another one.
I don't think. I've always believed Van Dijk was fine. If you read his comments today on international duty, he basically said this is his first time since his knee injury that he don't think about his knee anymore. And he believes anything's possible now. He thinks he's back to his best. I've seen it already this season. His pace is back. He's pinging them 50-yard diagonals like no one else can in the Premier League as a defender. He's running strikers now back into wide areas. You know, he's phenomenal. And at 33, he's not declining at all. You know, and look, if you look at the way Liverpool play as well, I don't know many centre backs even in the Premier League right now can do what Van Dijk does in the way Liverpool play with that high line and one-on-one defending. It's incredible. None of your City boys good, man. They get cooked. I'm sorry. Diaz.
I think I was actually not about to say. I think Saliba would do it. I think Diaz on a good day would do it.
But he's more cultured. I think Saliba needs to pull his fullback in and he's DMing closer to him. We play so expansive with such a high line with no number 6 in front of us either. I don't think there's another centre back in his
yet to be tested by. I think you guys are waiting for a test. You guys are waiting for a good test, though. A good, nice test with your high line and your playing
we're gonna have to wait and see. Let's go to the next one. Yassin, what are you saying?
So basically, my one for me,
what's that
biggest
sound?
surprise. You already know, man. Mr. Cold Palmer. Listen, the English is done. I call him, bro. This guy has been the best. Hot take or not, if you call it whatever you want to call it, he's been the best midfielder in the league for me this season. Best midfielder, yeah.
That's cap.
Bro, he's the best for me. The influence he's brought. One sec.
Guys, let him say his point.
The influence he's brought from one side, one team that he barely even started, to another team. This is a youngster who barely even got any proper game time. We're talking about proper consecutive games. He never actually got proper games on the Pep Guardiola on this. But at Chelsea now, the influence he's brought, he's already been such an influence. He's improved the way we play as a team. His creativity, the passing, I'm not even gonna get into how good he is as a player, but the influence he's brought is a joke. At his young age as well, 21 years of age, and having this sort of impact on a team, bro, this is what you call fucking quality. Excuse my language, but this is what you call talent. You know what I mean? There's no other player that in Premier League I've ever seen do this besides, I think, Leach, but they're 24. But this young age doing this, it's not easy, bro. You gotta give the guy his flowers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Cold Palmer.
Can I speak on this, Egal?
Yeah.
I remember when I said, if I can dig up my tweet, and then I was attacked by a few Chelsea fans they told me to shut the F up. That's what they told me. I remember when I told them when Cole Palmer was going there, I said, you guys, this is a gift we're giving you. And this 45 million will mean nothing. And when I dig it, I'm going to dig up that tweet. I said, we're giving you a gift here. And you're going to see the level that when somebody comes from a City level bench, go somewhere, they will become somebody. People can come shopping to our academy, especially Chelsea. You're more than welcome to come shopping at the academy, and you'll be impressed by what we have. The way people are twerking for Palmer, we've seen it before at City. It's just unfortunately Pep Guardiola is just another madman. We've seen Cole Palmer take the ball from midfield, chip a keeper. We've seen him assist. We've seen him score within just 2 minutes. He scored in the first team. He played for 15 minutes in the first team. Scored. Wait, let me just finish on this. This guy is so good at the point where he scored. He played 10 minutes or 7 minutes or something. So the rules don't apply. Then he went to the under 23, captained them, took the captain's band with the bus, Egal, and still scored 3 goals and carried them in that game by just coming off the bench. So the kid is too good, but I think it's good that people are seeing this. Some City fans say we shouldn't have let him go. I think it's good to let him go. He said himself that he knows he's not going to play, and I think he was right. He was not going to play. Knowing Pep Guardiola, he was going to play him in the Carabao Cup or one of these games. So big up to Chelsea. As I tell Chelsea fans, if you still want more stars or starters, come to City. Just bring that 50.
The thing with City is, I think Manchester City in general are just a club that I think they rely on more older players because, like, I think besides Rico Lewis, I haven't actually seen one player Pep Guardiola's actually, like, what's it called, develop really good at Man City. Foden's a player that's looking like Foden's a good player. He's been decent under Pep, and Pep even came out.
Been the best player this season at City.
Foden?
Yeah.
Bro, he's not even in top 5. You're joking with that statement.
No, he's been the best player at City. Foden has been cooking at Man City.
That is the worst take I've ever heard, bro.
Am I the only one who thinks Foden should have kicked on more by now?
Yeah,
bro. The thing is, just because he plays for Man City, people ain't speaking to him. The guy has been one of the biggest force ever. He's a good player, innit? I'm not gonna take that away from him.
We take it too long on this one. We're gonna move on to
bro, you gotta speak up on the guy. You know what I mean? Like
Cole Palmer.
Let me give you a name though when you're done.
Cole Palmer's better than Foden. Easy.
I don't think you can go there yet. I don't think
he's better than Foden, bro.
You know what?
One second. Why do you believe he's better than Foden? What is he better than Foden at?
Because the thing is, Foden doesn't have that mentality to leave Man City and actually go rejuvenate his career like Palmer. Palmer cares about his career. Bro.
Palmer's better than Foden. Is that what we're doing?
Let me land.
That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Foden's there for the green, bro. This guy doesn't name me one period for Man City. He played 15 consecutive Premier League games. He doesn't. The guy's not even a key player in that City team.
He played when he was playing false 9. He was false 9. It was incredible.
Your midfield, that's like 3 games though.
He played that whole season as false 9 before Haaland.
Yassin.
What are you talking about?
I think this is a stinker because when it comes to Foden, he's been doing it for at least 4 to 5 years.
Bro, Yassin.
The thing is with Foden, he hasn't even had that much of an impact to some City success.
Yassin, can I explain?
Name 5 players in that. I can name 5 players.
Yassin, let me.
Can I just land this 1 second?
Don't confuse
I can name 5 players. I can name about 5 to 6 players. I can name 5 to 6 players, possibly 7, that had more of an impact in that trouble side than Foden. Bro.
Okay, right. So Yassin. Let me hold on.
Jay, let me respond.
Palmer's better, bro. You can't keep holding on to Foden like this.
Yassin, if Foden came to your club, 1 second, Yassin, if Foden came to your club, he'd be doing 10 times more than what Cole Palmer is doing right now.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't, though. He wouldn't. Would he?
Right, Yassin.
I disagree. He wouldn't. Because you know why?
Right, Yassin, can I just say?
Foden ain't a team player. He's just more.
Right, Yassin. Listen, this is the problem with Chelsea.
One thing we're not going to do is disrespect Foden.
Because
I promise you, Phil Foden is not a team player.
Bro,
Palmer is a better team
player. Listen, mate. Yassin, with all due respect, hold on, let me just make my point because I've been waiting to make this point. But Yassin, with all due respect, who's Foden been competing with for starting minutes at Man City? De Bruyne.
No one. De Bruyne.
Sane. De Bruyne, Mahrez, Sane, Bernardo Silva. And even hold on, let me just finish. And even that player, Foden was competing for those players for minutes. Palmer couldn't even get minutes.
Last season, can I just tell you this? Last season, Phil Foden played 15 Premier League games, and most of them were off the bench. This guy's not a team player.
Because he was injured.
Guys, we're not going to spend 20 minutes talking about this. Let's move on.
It's a terrible take.
Let's move on.
Bro, Foden's not even a key player to Man City. He's a bench warmer. He warms the bench.
Don't worry.
And Cole Palmer is a key player for a mid-table side. We could do this all day.
That mid-table side, you got fresh forward.
Man. 9 versus 11.
Move on to the next topic.
You got dominated before the red card.
Does not lie.
You got dominated before the red card.
Double figures.
You got dominated with 11 men. Don't forget. You got dominated with 11
points, bro.
Relax, guys. Relax. It's time to move on. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's go. Patrick, take it away.
What's up with this?
You got to dominate with 11 men, remember?
Bro,
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Patrick, take it away.
You know, even some guy who's a Chelsea fan texted me and said, that guy, we don't own him. Please, we don't own him.
No,
Okay,
I
cool,
love
cool.
it.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, some big up to you and Palmer, man. Hopefully, he's the captain in two
Palmer
months.
is going to be a special player, bro. I'm telling you right now. You heard it.
Okay, let's move on to the
For
player.
the love of God, move on to the next one.
Yeah, let me move on. Look, the player I'm impressed with is
the
player I'm impressed with this season is somebody who obviously City we're looking at, and they say Gundogan took too late to decide. That's why City didn't go for him. But I thought this guy was hype. Like, you know, when people always say, oh, English hype, people they hype their players. I thought he was hype, but something used to tell me, nah, this guy is actually a bad boy. It's James Maddison. Nah, man, I'm sorry, guys. I am impressed. There's a game I was watching, I just forgot it, where he went to the byline, dribble past about 3 players and crossed it in. I was like, this guy is bad, you know, and the way he's calm, he doesn't play the game with, like, you know, fighting with people. You bring him down, he stands up, he continues. I'm just happy to be seeing him playing right now better, because at Leicester, he was carrying that team sometimes, but some of the players around him were done and dusted. So big up, Jay, man. This James Maddison, I'm pissed off that Gundogan was taking his time, you know? Yeah, but it's a surprise for me, because I'm surprised. I thought he was just hype. I thought James Maddison was just nothing.
Patrick, you're right, because the thing is the levels. Like, people always thought, like, if you ask people at the beginning of the season, is Maddison near Odegaard and Bruno? A lot of people would have said no.
Yeah, he couldn't even get in the England team.
A lot of people would have said no. And now, if you ask people, do you think Maddison's of that level? Most people would say, yeah, probably.
Maybe not De Bruyne. Maybe not De Bruyne. Let's not get excited.
Not De Bruyne. No. KDB's up. Listen, I'm a KDB stan, so no. Greatest Premier League midfielder of all time, in my personal opinion. But that's a conversation for another day. But listen, Jamie, I know you're not rubbing your head with Gerrard with his 0 Premier League titles.
There's many
I know you're not doing that. Musa Dembele's got as much claim to be the Premier League best midfielder under that criteria.
Let's go on to the next topic. I'm gonna give you guys mine, and this is tough. I debated over 2 players, but because we've already covered Aston Villa, I'm gonna say honorable mention, Jared Bowen, but I wanted to talk about one guy, Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins just continues to surprise me. I feel like every time he plays nowadays, I know he's gonna get a goal contribution, or he's gonna do something to help impact his team winning. And he's been one of those guys this season where if it wasn't for Erling Haaland, he'd be spoken about as one of the top strikers in this league, and you'd say, oh, he gets a shout for early team of the season shouts in that striker position. So I just want to say I'm quite surprised about him. And obviously it's not just his goals. The guy's able to create for his team, build up, carry the ball, and drive from deep. And I do believe maybe if he got a move to a bigger club, he could actually hold his own. But at this moment in time, it's too early to tell. He's 27 years old. I don't know if he's ever going to get that move. But right now, he's been balling, and I think he deserves credit. And it's a surprise to me because I've seen him struggle at times. I've never seen him have the level of consistency he's having this season. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a wild take?
I think Evan Ferguson needs more respect. 10 Premier League goals. I know Brighton is like, obviously, listen, 10 Premier League goals. I know he's faced the other smaller teams, but 10 Premier League goals, 10 Premier League goals, bro.
Okay. What about you guys? Do you guys have any
10
other
Premier League goals this season? Yeah, he has
Evan Ferguson's got 10 Premier League goals. I need a fact check on that.
No,
That sounds too high.
Bro, he's got 10 Premier League goals. He scored more goals than Erling Haaland.
Salah is the only best striker.
Well done, Brian. I swear Brian ain't won in like 2 months.
Bro,
But
the
where's he get all these goals?
Just give Ferguson flowers.
the man scored 1 hat-trick and he has 5 goals.
He's got flowers, G.
Listen,
Eddie
Eddie
in
and
the
Evan
Premier League,
Ferguson,
10
one
Premier
second.
goals.
Eddie Nketiah and Evan Ferguson both have 5 Premier League goals.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am 100% sure about that. I'm looking at it. But yo, Kaz, you said you had one
I'm sure you had
that
10.
haven't mentioned. Which one? What was yours?
Say that again?
You said there was one more that we didn't mention. What was it?
Did I?
That's-
I can't remember.
That's more Premier League. Can I just say that's more Premier League goals, the more Premier League hat-tricks than Rashford. So don't disrespect Ferguson, man.
All right.
Yeah, what about you know what? I don't really like Rashford, but he can't. It's a long way to go, isn't it? I don't really like Rashford.
Rashford is the biggest fraud ever.
Nah, this guy, man, this guy. Yassin, where do you?
One second.
This guy's
second.
ball
He's a
knowledge
liability.
is
He's a
poor.
liability.
No, ball knowledge is poor. Rashford is good. Rashford is
What?
good. I think
He's
Rashford is
horrible.
good.
Rashford,
Allow
bro.
it.
He's
Guys,
a horrible player. He's
guys,
not good.
But he would start
Guys,
at Chelsea. I think Rashford
guys,
would be
No
guys,
chance over Mudryk,
guys,
over Sterling,
I said
You're
Mudryk.
joking.
I don't even like Rashford, but Mudryk.
over Sterling.
Really?
Sterling. Okay, is he
Mudryk
better than
is
Sterling?
dead food.
Is he better than Sterling? Is he better than Sterling?
Sterling's cooking. He's inconsistent, just same way as Rashford is.
Rashford is shit. He's a shit footballer. That's the thing, though.
I know he is.
Rashford can't even control a football, bro.
Yeah, but
That's
Yo, guys,
don't say Mudryk.
by the way,
Mudryk's light is clear of him.
1 second. By the way, we have Ollie Watkins, James Madison,
Too much
Cole
Hawash
Palmer,
attack, fam.
Bro,
Palmer,
Rashford has
Van
less
Dijk.
Premier League goals than Alisson this season.
You're sniffing too much Hawash attack.
1 second, guys. 1 second. So you have Aston Villa, Vicario, Van Dijk, Cole Palmer, James Madison, Ollie Watkins. Those are the shouts for surprise of the season so far. Now we're gonna do disappointment of the season, and I'm just gonna go first.
I might have to go on mute, guys. Yeah, I'll be back 1 sec.
Yeah. I'm gonna go first on the disappointment. I think it's Brighton, and I think we got to speak about Brighton. They've been very disappointing because going into the season, they were in Europe. People are saying Brighton, they're gonna do stuff. They're gonna make that leap. And I just haven't seen it. Yes, they're 8th in the league, but if you actually look at it, they haven't won a game in their last 5. Their last 2 wins are in Europe. They're doing good in Europe. I'll give them credit there. But based on where they are in the league and how they've been performing in the league, I've been seeing them slightly dipping. And if this continues, you can see them dip even lower and lower. This was a team that last year was pushing for, what was it, 5th, 6th in the table. They're now 8th, and I can see them falter even lower and lower down the table. And I just think I had expectations for them to push into that top 5, try to get for a Champions League spot. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that this season, in my opinion. But hey, maybe I'm being harsh. What do you?
Yeah, you are being harsh. You're being way too harsh, massively harsh,
bro.
So,
I had
like,
high expectations for Brighton going into the season. I had Brighton ahead of Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham. I had them in the mix for 5th.
But if you look at Brighton, right, they've lost. They lost Caicedo and they lost McAllister. So that's a big that's irreplaceable, really, for a team like Brighton. Those 2 players are irreplaceable. It's almost impossible for Brighton to replace that quality immediately.
But what was your expectations for Brighton? That's my point.
I thought Brighton would be 8th, because you've got to understand you've got the top 6 and Newcastle and Villa. So for Brighton to finish above any of those 8 teams, they've done well. Yeah.
Honestly, I just didn't want to pick the obvious because there's some obvious ones that you guys are probably going to pick. But really and truly, I think Brighton
you expected them to kick on. You expected more.
Yeah, and I just haven't seen that. I've seen them do well in the where are they in the Europa League, by the way? They're 2nd in their group in the Europa League.
Second in their group. It's a tricky group as well. First time in Europe.
It's not too bad. They're going to make it out that group. They're not going to fall down to the Conference League. So you got to give them credit there. But I still think I wanted to see more from them. Maybe I'm being harsh, but yeah.
Maybe I think they some of the games they've had as well. Like, do you remember when they lost to West Ham? That's ridiculous. They should have smashed them. They're missing chances, and I think the team doesn't look as stable as it did last season. But what for me is like Brighton. People forget when Southampton were the sexy thing. Do you know what I mean?
Jay,
and Southampton kept buying players, and they had that conveyor belt. But then it gets to a point.
I'm gonna have to cut you off because Patrick's gonna have to leave. Patrick, if you could just tell us what your disappointment is before you go.
Oh, this season.
Yeah.
This season I'm only disappointed in Newcastle because I hyped them. I hyped him so much, and I defended Eddie. And somebody told me that Eddie is just a stepping stone. I said no, the guy seems to have a plan. So I'm disappointed by the way they're playing. Obviously, we were all hyped when they played in the Champions League and went against PSG, but now it looks like they're just getting exposed. They had few good results at the beginning of the season, but now you can see that things are not working out. It's quite funny that things aren't working out when he's added more players to the team. Obviously, a few have been injured, but I'm just disappointed with Newcastle. I actually thought Newcastle would start pushing, and I thought the team was good enough, but somebody said, no, it's not that time yet. So it's true. But personally, as a person, apart from that, I'm disappointed by the fact that Paqueta did not sign for City, and those charges decided to come out exactly the time we were about to seal the deal. So don't laugh, Egal. I was very disappointed when that didn't happen at all. And I hope that in January, I don't know if the rumors are true, in January, apparently we're going back for him. So I hope the charges are gone. Both Paqueta or Cook and Man City. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you for having me, and thank you to the panel.
Big up, Patrick, man. Thank you for jumping on, my guy. Big up. Let's go to Jamie next. Jamie, what are you saying? What's your biggest disappointment so far this season?
My Premier League's biggest disappointment this year is the officials. I think we have the best league in the world, without a shadow of a doubt, and we have the worst officials in the world ruining our game. They're in it for themselves. VAR, people working VAR and the people working on the ground, they don't want to upset their mates because they're all buddies, so they don't want to overrule their friends. I've been saying this for years now since VAR come out. The VAR officials should have nothing to do with the referees that referee the game. They shouldn't even know their names till the day they play that game. They shouldn't be friends with them, shouldn't know them, should be an independent body. And it's obviously, and it's blatant corruption, what we're seeing in our league right now. It's blatant corruption with these officials. You know, Howard Webb's come back and it's got worse. And every team here has been done by the terrible officiating in this country this season. You know, absolutely awful. You know, Arsenal shouldn't have lost to Newcastle with that foul, blatant foul. You know, Man United, as much as I hate Man United, but Castle won't know this, United have had some decisions not go their way where they should have had them, bad officiating. Tottenham have had it, Liverpool have had it, Chelsea have had it. These officials are dead, man. They're awful and they're ruining the game of football because all we're talking about after every single game is these officials and they're awful.
I honestly, I think you basically bang on, bro. I don't think anyone's going to disagree.
I disagree. I disagree because the one thing that people need to understand, in my opinion, about the officials is that, like, certain decisions are still subjective. I personally didn't think Gabriel was a foul. Yeah, I genuinely didn't think it was a foul. Yeah, obviously, Egal, you do. Jamie, you think it's a foul.
He pushes him like that.
Well, no, he gets up in the air and then Gabriel swan dives. If that's a foul, listen, look at it like this. If that's a foul, then Højlund should have had a penalty against Gabriel when United played Arsenal.
You know, it should have had many penalties.
No, because you can't have it both ways. You can't have it that Gabriel is so strong that he could do that to Højlund, but when Jolinton puts a little bit of pressure on him, he goes flying like a salmon.
He didn't put pressure. He extended his arms.
No, he didn't push him like that. Gabriel was under the ball, knew he wasn't getting to the ball, and tried to swan dive, and he didn't get it. I've seen Romero not get a red card, not get a handball against United, and get a handball against Arsenal. I've seen United get decisions like punching the Wolves player in the last minute in game one, and not the officials will make bad decisions.
Oh, we didn't connect with it.
Bro, there's no way you're gonna sit here. Look, one second. Are you really sitting here? You're gonna try and back Premier League officials, bro?
No, I'm trying to say that you don't re-officiate games. Yeah, there's certain decisions that are subjective.
We get it. The thing is, obviously, Newcastle's handball.
You're missing the point. What I'm trying to say is that clear and obvious errors are subjective. If you look at the Gabriel thing, to me, the ref made the right decision. If the ref said that was a foul,
you want to know something, Jay? His point was not about one game and one foul.
Yeah, but his point is about the general level.
His point was about referees have been disappointing this season, and I fully agree.
I know, but I'm saying the referees have been referees. It's just certain people are looking at VAR to re-referee games. If you look at VAR as a vehicle to re-referee games, you're going to be disappointed.
Right, I'll give you one.
If you look at football as a game,
of course you're going to say this because you're a Tottenham fan and the biggest.
Spurs have not had a penalty. Egal, this is my point. I don't moan about referees, but that doesn't mean I don't have anything to moan about referees about. Spurs have not had a penalty this season. We're literally the only side in the league to not have a penalty, and we've had numerous. Eddie Nketiah should have had a red card against Tottenham. You've never heard me mention it once. Do you want to know why?
Arsenal's ball against Newcastle, that goal, their goal shouldn't have stood. Because Sterling's, Udoji's horrific attempt on injury on Sterling, that should have been called out on. What's it? Fucking Garnacho's offside. Was that really offside? I don't want to do that. Garnacho's goal should have stood. Like, the thing is, the referees this season, I can't even. Jamie,
was offside.
You've given a good point. The referees this season have been the biggest disappointment for me. I think the second disappointment, basically, my one. I have my one. But
what's your disappointment?
My one. My disappointment. Call me crazy. Call me deluded. Manchester United. Yeah. Eric Ten Hag has been brought in to do one job. Last season, yeah, you got top 4. A bit of an overrated season, isn't it? This season, yeah, obviously, after spending that much money, this guy, you would at least think and imagine that he'd be in a title race this season. Nowhere near a title race. This whole theory of dreams talk. They've lost to Crystal Palace at home. They've lost to Brighton, Galatasaray. They're celebrating being in the Champions League. Man United have been horrific, bro. And the money that they spent as well, with one manager as well. I know that you'll bring up money spent 12th place Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea had 3 different managers, but with Ten Hag, you've had one manager and you've been horrific, man.
I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you, Kaz. You're not going to disagree with him. Manchester United have been a big disappointment.
Yeah. There's only 2. To be honest, there's only 3 right answers in this whole thing. Anyways, I was going to pick out a player, but I can't be asked for that.
No, pick out a player. Pick out. Go ahead.
No. I'm not going to pick out a player. I'm just going to pick out clubs. Man United's the right answer. VAR and all that is a right answer. Chelsea is the right answer.
Exactly.
Because when you think of it, the table does not lie. Yeah, as much as Man United shit, the whole point of putting across to anything is if you can maintain with results, then you've still got another week to go. Yeah, and you're still up there. The fact of the day is, the whole point is self-accountability. I know my club is a disappointment. We are a disappointment. Actually, some people predicted this as soon as we signed Mason Mount. The fact of the day is a lot of people did predict Chelsea not to do as great this season. But at the end of it, you have spent money. You have got rid of a lot of players at the same time. And we expected more, especially after when you got Caicedo through the door. And obviously then you got injuries, which I'm gonna give you, obviously, I'm going to say, give you some slack, but we've all got injuries. And you are a disappointment because after every time you go up against, let's say, Man City now, you got Arsenal before or Liverpool at the start of the season, you've disappointed. What's more disappointing? You're probably more disappointed as a Chelsea fan than I am in your club. So that's the truth in it. So for me, it is Chelsea, whether you like it or not. That's that. You are.
I don't blame you, but at the same time, Chelsea, the way we've been playing, we've been playing as well. Like, you know, the money spent on Man United's attackers, you'd think that these guys will have at least a combined 50 goal contributions they'd be contributing. But
1 second. So, Yassin, you believe Manchester United have been a bigger disappointment than Chelsea?
It's impossible.
I think they have, yeah. It's not all about the place in the Premier League table, bro. Man United, like, their players have been underwhelming. Their football has been underwhelming. Their manager has been underwhelming. Like what big games have they played this season?
Can't you say, 1 second, you just said the same thing, but can't we say everything you just said about your club? Repeat it again. Your manager, your football.
Wait, so you're saying Chelsea's football has been underwhelming when we've been playing our best football since?
Guess what? When? Outplaying your opponent but not scoring the goals to win the game and conceding is still not winning.
We've scored 10 goals in the last 3 games, bro.
I know.
Due to 9 men and also a freak show.
Due to 9 men. Bear in mind, we dominated before the 9 men. This is
no. I don't do that. Don't put my fan base because if I know if you watch my content or not. I didn't say that. I always said that you were in the game. As soon as they scored the goal after about 9-10 minutes, you were in the game. I was thinking Chelsea all over these lot. But the thing is, they did have 9 men.
Possession as well, 70%. Yeah, so this 9 men talk is just
but
just
when you got 9 men on the pitch, you expect to score bare goals. Am I lying?
No.
Yeah.
Am I lying? Especially when one's playing the pilot. I'm not trying to say, but that's an expectation. You can't say that your team isn't being disappointed, your whole club.
Bear in mind, listen, with Son's goal shouldn't have not stood. Caicedo's goal should have stood. Disallowed goals. Chelsea
don't forget, Dyer nearly scored. Bentancur nearly scored.
But they didn't nearly score. They didn't nearly
9 men.
1 second.
Let me land my point. I'm going to land my point, yeah. I'm not here to defend Man United. This ain't about defending Man United. I know we've been a disappointment. But the fact that we've been so underwhelming and still sitting in 6th place or 5th or wherever it is, yeah, is, if anything, is an overachievement right now then. So on that note,
yeah, but your attack. Let's talk about some of your plays. Let's talk about your plays. Your entire front three.
I'm not denying it, G. I'm not denying Man United.
I'm not denying it, but the thing is, like, when you say,
I'm not going to copy your answer, innit? I want to give a different answer for the sake of content. Yeah. The whole point is, your club, the fact that you've been playing good football, the fact that you've been sustainable and everything, all of that just means that you're more of a disappointment because you ain't done more, and you're still sitting in 10th.
We ain't done more. We've played much better football than you. Our players are much better in form.
And this week you're not trying to collect. I'm trying to help you here, like in terms of understanding what I think
I
right
know,
now. Yeah?
I know. Listen, we're 12th
that's
place.
what I'm saying.
If we compare both the teams,
it's a disappointment, G.
If we compare both teams and you ask any honest rival fan which team is going to be most likely finishing above which team, people will know Chelsea will finish above Man United this season, bro. That's
a really early call. But the fact is, the thing is, yeah, this is what
I'm
trying to say.
Look at both the teams. Look at the processes.
I'm not gonna deny it. Yeah, I'm not gonna deny nothing. Yeah, but the one thing I do know, if one team is really, really underperforming, there's going to be some point where it starts clicking. Yeah. The thing is that your team's overperforming right now goes to show everything I need to know. Saying you're playing that out of your skin, but I know next game if you go play against a Burnley at home or something like that, you might lose. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. Like, you're a disappointment. You know, it's like looking at like your son or something like that, and he says you don't like football or something like that. That's a disappointment. Chelsea are a disappointment.
The thing with Chelsea is, can I just say, when people look now, Egal, just to end this up, yeah, when Chelsea fans, when a lot of people are saying Chelsea are still shit, people are thinking we were mid-table. We only became mid-table. Chelsea were horrific for the past 18 months in terms of players, football. We were horrific and a mid-table side for the past 18 months. So the fact Poch has come in and we're playing better football, yes, despite the league position hasn't changed, we're still playing much better football. Our players are in much better form. We've got actual players that are playing for the badge now.
So you know what I mean, guys? We got one more disappointment to talk about before we go. I wonder what Jay could do to top that, because I think Kaz and Yassin topped it right now.
As somebody in the comments actually mentioned it, I'm gonna go with
Vincent
Kompany.
Oh,
Vincent Kompany, interesting.
Vincent Kompany.
Why?
Basically, much heralded.
Was he hyped up, guys? Was he
Pep Guardiola?
Pep Guardiola. You don't think Kompany was hyped up? I think Kompany was quite hyped up.
Pep Guardiola, come and collect your student.
Yeah. The thing with Kompany is, like the players he's bought. Yeah, they spent over. You wouldn't know looking at that team. They spent over 100 million this summer just gone, and he's brought in all these players from like Belgian leagues and things like that, and it's not really clicking yet. I expected a bit more. You know, like all the tactical accounts were telling me how brilliant he was and how great his out of possession press was and how excellent his patterns of play were. But they've looked a bit naive. They've lacked a punch at both ends. And I'm just, I wonder in this kind of situation, they've had some hard games and stuff, but how long does the board give them? Because they obviously, the owners are ambitious. They gave him a new contract. Do they persevere regardless of results, or does he need an upturn in results very, very quickly?
You want to know something? I thought you were going to say Arsenal or Kai Havertz or something like that. I'm surprised you said Vincent Kompany. But yeah, so I really don't have much to say on Vincent Kompany. Personally, I thought Burnley were going to get relegated regardless. So I don't really have high expectations to be disappointed in him in the first place. That's just me. So yeah. Are you guys surprised that Kai Havertz never got mentioned, or Mason Mount never got mentioned, or
no? Because
the thing is with Kai Havertz, can I just say with Kai Havertz, we all know Kai Havertz is fake. Kai Havertz, we knew. Any football fan knows Kai Havertz is not a Premier League footballer, so we don't even bother, bro. You know what I mean?
What about Mason Mount? Kaz, you're not surprised about Mason Mount doing bad?
I already knew he was gonna. I was annoyed with the fact that we signed him, bro. I said, why are we buying this sort of player when we need a different profile? I didn't want him in the first place. I still don't want him now. As backup though, if there was balanced midfield and there was backup rotation type player, I think Mount's a great squad player. But as a first teamer, as he was meant to be signed for, number 7 and everything, I expected this.
Yeah.
Okay. And has there been a flop signing besides those two?
Yeah, there's probably been quite a few. Mateus Nunes is one of them.
Oh yeah.
Right now, McAllister's a flop signing. I can't lie.
Mate, you know what? Yeah, you know what? McAllister is a great shout, because before this season started, right? Me and my friend said, "Yeah, who's better?"
Bro, can I change mine?
The thing is, just because he plays for Liverpool and all these small clubs, people ain't gonna speak.
Right, so let me Jamie, my
Liverpool
opinion.
Small, I'm just joking.
My
what
opinion.
about Lavia? Lavia's been injured the whole time, never played 1 minute for you guys.
Yeah, but he's been injured. It's like saying Nkunku's a disappointment because he's been injured. I can't call him in a disappointment. He's not even had the opportunity to play yet. But the thing with McAllister is
that's what I'm saying, man.
before the season started, I looked at McAllister potentially being, broadly similar level to Maddison, maybe a little bit below. And I remember when he was coming into the Liverpool team, I said to myself, how much better is McAllister than the Curtis Jones that finished last season?
I give him slack though. He's been playing. The only thing I'll say though, he's
playing six.
God,
Yeah,
right.
playing as a six. But my opinion is like he's not. I don't think he's showing the quality that he was showing at Brighton.
Let's go through Chelsea.
Yeah, no. Mike, you say Madueke.
Listen. If we go to the Chelsea team, well, like half their team is
You know what's mad about McAllister? Look, McAllister's not playing in his natural position.
Wait. Egal, did you say Chelsea team is flop? Or wait, what did you say?
No, I said majority of your players have been a disappointment.
Players.
Except for one of them has a.
Can you name me one Chelsea player this? Can you please name me one Chelsea player this season that has been underwhelming besides Enzo and Caicedo? Besides Enzo.
Beside our 200 million pound midfield.
No, just besides. Just besides Enzo. Name me one Chelsea player.
Jackson, another one. Jackson. There you go.
Who has more Premier League goals than your whole attack?
Like you said, you know what? This is where you're a hypocrite already. I caught you out. Yeah, I love this. I love doing this.
You're calling out Jackson.
I've been doing this game for about 15, 16 months and I'd love doing this. I do this on purpose. When you told me about league position and that's not the actual saying of the actual whole picture of the thing, right? And saying it doesn't matter, Chelsea be doing more sustainable football and pretty football, that's why they're going to be above Man United. That's like saying, because Jackson's got this many goals, that means he's actually been good in all these games. When reality is, Jackson's been absolutely dog shit, bro.
The same guy who has more Premier League goals than your whole attack combined.
And yet you're still sitting in 10th and he's looking like one nass, fam. The thing is, he has
more Premier League goals than your whole attack.
It doesn't matter.
He walks into your team.
You know what? You're the Chelsea fan. Everyone in the comments and people here.
You can't slate a player. You can't slate a player who has more Premier League goals than your whole attack combined.
I bet you're the same guy that was getting onto Darwin Nunez last year. Same brother. I'm pretty sure.
Darwin Nunez. Listen.
But same guy that had a few more goals than most of your attackers, if not last year, but you probably cussing him, right?
Nunez walked into Chelsea last season. Chelsea.
I'm not even trying to. You know what?
The thing is, you can't sit there and slate a man who has more Premier League goals than your whole attack combined.
Wait. So I'm on a panel right here, to talk about different football. To talk about different football, different opinions, but yet you want to bring it back to Manchester United because I support them.
Yeah, but you're disrespecting a player who has more Premier League goals than your team.
And you're disrespecting, and then like I say, you're disrespecting a team that's 4 places above your team.
Yeah, and that team is horrific.
Look, I told you, I've been doing this.
Above my team
I've been doing this for too long, G.
Your players playing for your manager.
Let me go around the panel. Why are you, Yassin? I don't want to.
Your players ain't even playing for your manager, man. Allow it.
That's nice. You spent $1 billion, you're still 10th. But what's it called? Has Jackson been, yes or no, a disappointment, and a flop signing so far? Be honest with yourselves.
Yeah. I think Højlund's better than Jackson.
But you know what?
I think the last two games. I think the last 2 games have brought him up to average.
Yeah.
How many Champions League goals have you played? Have you seen? How many Champions League goals
I would have said a flop.
Jackson.
Can I just say before you go? Can I just say before you go ahead? Can I just say? Stop hyping up the Champions League. Højlund's 5 Champions League goals has led you 4th in your group. That's not a trophy.
Wait. I love this game. Wait, what's
in your group? You're going to be eliminated from the group. The thing is, you're going to be eliminated. You will be eliminated from the Champions League. You're going to be eliminated from the whole Champions League. You won't even make Europa League.
3 times, this is the 3rd time, the same brother who's talking about Jackson's Premier League goals, but yet you're sitting in 10th. You keep doing this to yourself.
You won't even make the Premier League, bro. You won't even make the whole entire thing. You're out. You'll be out of the Champions League.
You got 3 goals in one game. I'm pretty sure
you'll be out of the Champions League, though.
Oh my days, you got 7 goals, but yet you're sitting in 10th. But yet you want to big up
the whole Champions League, though.
Bro, this is hypocritical.
We're still in the Premier League. You won't even be in the Europa League.
The irony is loud.
You will be out of the whole entire
irony is so loud.
You won't even make the Europa League deep.
Nah.
Deeper. You won't even make it into the Europa League.
I don't want Europa League. I'll be honest. I don't want it.
That shows how shit you are.
Yeah, I know.
That shows how horrific you are.
You've seen, The thing
you're going to be eliminated in the group stages, 4th place, not even 3rd place. Have some shame, man.
Yassin, see your Twitter space cusses don't affect me, G. So I'm just going to say like this, I already know.
Nobody's cussing nobody, bro.
Going back to the Man United thing, I'm not even defending none of it. I actually agree with you. But at the same point, have some self-awareness as well at the same time.
Nah, but the fact you're sitting here with chest saying Jackson is underwhelming. But he's the same guy who has more Premier League goals than your whole attack combined.
Never a foul. Then there you go.
Well, Yassin, do you not see the irony? You belittle Rasmus Højlund's 5 UCL goals.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's going to be eliminated. The thing is, I know. Can I just land real quick?
Eddie Nketiah also has 5 Premier League goals.
One second, let me land. I know Jackson's 5 Premier League goals has led us to 10th, but the thing is, he hasn't even taken his chances. And also, let me land. Also, we're still in the Premier League. Højlund won't even be in the Champions League come the next 2 match games. He won't even be in the Premier League. He won't even be in the Champions League.
How can you have a conversation when you're not even there yet?
Because you can't use Champions League goals. Højlund has 0 Premier League goals in 9 games.
I go have conversation with your rivals, Fulham and Brentford. Yeah, that's your space right now.
Fulham and Brentford are better teams than you.
That's why they're below us. We beat them, both of them.
Yo, what was the score in the
needed a 90th minute to beat Brentford.
You lost 3-1. You lost 3-1.
Minute winner to beat Brentford.
I don't care. It's all above you, G.
Well, they scored
still above us, and your players ain't still.
The thing is, I already know this shit. I got accountability, but you're not. You cannot criticize your own team.
Has 0 UCL goals.
We're not shit though. We're not shit. The thing is, we are in a process. Our players are playing for the manager.
We gone through new ownership. We gone through new ownership.
You guys.
Same thing then. We gone through ownership change and all this kind of stuff and all these problems. But yeah, am I using that as an excuse? Oh, I've only spent a billion, but we're in the process.
When we were talking about Chelsea, listen, when we were talking about Chelsea's money spent, that's when I mentioned the ownership. I never mentioned ownership.
I don't mind, but I expect more in it.
Guys, I never mentioned ownership.
We gotta wrap it up. Love for coming on. Big up Kaz for jumping on. I appreciate it, bro. Big up my guy Yassin for jumping on. Big up Jay for coming on. Big up Jamie for coming on. And of course, big up Patrick for coming on. We're out of here, people. Love for the love. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like button. And you know what? There's definitely gonna be some clips coming.
Man United are shit, don't forget.